Hello everyone, today's video is quite eventful and fruitful as well. We're starting out at the Russia Art Fair with the rating of the week. It was just such a great way to see different artworks out there and how unique every single artwork is and the different types of techniques that there is. So I'm just gonna leave you to enjoy the different artworks. I'd love to know which one is your favorite, and then we'll move on to our first artwork for today. Visiting the art fair really inspired me to start a painting series that is close to my identity and something that I really like as well as identify with. So I decided to take a couple of reference pictures that I took from my country, Lebanon, from last summer on different hikes and to turn them into paintings. And it was also about being bold, going with bold colors, and just kind of going with it. It was so fun to see the different ways of creating an artwork as well as the vision of many artists. Even though there wasn't any Impressionism there since it was contemporary art, there was a lot of artworks that just inspired you to create because of how different they were. You would see so many bold colors and shapes and different techniques that you wouldn't even think of, but they were there. And honestly, it was so beautiful to see how every single artist has a place to fit. And even though there was hundreds of artworks, every single one was different from the other, and there was no repetition or way of saying that I've seen, I don't know, 20 paintings, that's enough. No, there was really not enough to see because of how different each artwork was. And it was just so interesting. The boldest part of this painting was definitely the cloud. This is a huge cloud, and it is the main object in this painting, and we all know how hard clouds are to paint and how challenging they are. And when it's a big cloud, you know that you're gonna have to just work on the different shades and the shadows and the contrast. And this was also kind of a moving cloud, so it was quite hard to portray that, but I just went with it. And I feel like that day I felt just inspired to keep going. And even though it wasn't looking that good in the beginning, I feel like it came together pretty fast. I also went with a pretty vibrant blue for the sky. This was just a way to kind of show the identity of the landscape that I'm painting, because that day the weather was wonderful and the sky was also so vibrant, but I just felt like I wanted to make it even more vibrant. And I'm just gonna be working on adding as much color as I can to just make this painting just something that catches your attention directly and makes you want to look at every single brush stroke and every single color.
Where do the clouds go, baby? I don't know. Maybe they'll be back tomorrow, we won't know. How many times do I have to tell you? Early in the morning, you're beautiful too. Early in the morning, you're beautiful too. Counting the grains of sand upon the beach. Somehow that number is always out of reach. How can I tell you the way you make me feel? All of my thoughts begin and end with you. All of my thoughts begin and end with you. I know you like you know me, you know that I know you. I know you like you know me, you know that I know you. Where does the wind blow? Baby, I don't know. But there is a place, I can't tell you where for sure. Falling asleep to rain upon the roof. All of my dreams begin and end with you. All of my dreams begin and end with you. I know.
Our first painting is done. This is how it turned out. I feel like those colorful brushstrokes at the bottom catch your attention. I decided to go on a walk just to breathe some fresh air, and because of the different details that there is in nature, you feel like you find inspiration everywhere. It's also a great way to have, a drink and to read. Reading is also a great way to visualize things and to also just imagine and think. So we're back and we're gonna be moving on to the next painting, which is actually going to be a wintry scene with a lot of trees as well as some different clouds. So we'll see how those turn out.
Into the place, a spot you from a ways. My heart, it started racing. The crowd across the way, flowers on your face, and then I'm from the 80s. Someone keeps blocking my way. I can't feel farther away. Wait on a moment to say that I want you. You know that I want you. Sudden gaze and time it started racing, but moments tend to fade and you're too far away from me to get my...
I was definitely more comfortable with these clouds since after painting the bold giant cloud in the middle of the canvas, these were a bit more discreet and calm, and I will say they were kind of in the background, so I wasn't too afraid of how they were going to turn out since I knew there was going to be a lot of trees and different details to just cover them in case I mess up. But I will say I really like how that base layer is peeking through. I just went with some yellow ochre as well as a bit of crimson. I just mixed them together and added some water to make it transparent and added it all over the canvas. And it was just peeking through the white of the cloud, and it was giving such a beautiful effect. This is day 2 of working on this painting. The first one was actually done in one sitting since I was just feeling so inspired. But for the second one, I decided to finish it in the span of 2 days. So on the next day, I decided to just spice things up. So I decided to listen to a podcast, which is the Avaduos podcast, the On My Mind. It's been my painting companion as well as different podcasts that I would find. And it's just a great way to paint while listening to someone talk about different topics. So if you're not a big podcast listener, definitely give it a try. I didn't usually like listening to podcasts a lot, but now I've been loving it instead of just sitting in the silence. So that is it for this painting. This is how it turned out. Let me know which one is your favorite. I hope that you enjoyed this type of video. It was like a weekly vlog where I took you around to an art fair as well as the creation of this art series. This is definitely one of my favorite painting series that I've ever created since it's so close to my heart and I just kind of identify myself in it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for being here and I will see you next week in a new video. Bye!